The bold and the beautiful, Ridge's Italian reckoning, destiny lost, love rekindled, and the heartbreak that changes everything. Ridge Forrester has always believed in destiny, in soulmates, in love written in the stars. And for as long as fans can remember, that destiny was spelled with one name, Brooke Logan. Through decades of turmoil, betrayal, passion, and redemption, Ridge and Brooke have burned through every possible chapter together. But now, in what may become his most devastating twist yet, Ridge is about to learn that sometimes destiny doesn't wait. Sometimes it moves on. And sometimes it finds its way back into the arms of another man, one who never stopped loving Brooke either. That man? Nick Marone. As the story shifts to the breathtaking vistas of Italy, Naples, Capri, the Amalfi Coast, the bold and the beautiful is gearing up for a summer arc soaked in beauty, nostalgia, and heartbreak. But beneath the romantic settings and glamorous scenes, something far more painful is brewing for Ridge. Because while he's been clinging to his renewed commitment with Taylor Hayes, the woman he left behind is no longer waiting. It didn't have to be this way. Brooke had tried, again and again. She asked Ridge to come back. She reminded him of their history, their children, the family they built. She didn't beg, but she hoped. She showed up with her heart in her hands, reminding him of what they shared. But Ridge, in his signature stubborn fashion, kept holding on to his new vow, a fresh start with Taylor. He told himself he was doing the right thing. That stability was better than passion. That loyalty mattered more than history. But Ridge's heart doesn't play by logic, and the longer he tried to convince himself he was done with Brooke, the more restless his soul became. At the same time, Brooke, left to mend her broken heart, wasn't expecting what came next. The return of Nick Marone, a man from her past who loved her not just for who she was, but for who she had the potential to become. Nick's reappearance in her life wasn't just a casual walk down memory lane. It was a reminder that Ridge wasn't the only man who ever knew her intimately. It was a wake-up call. And when the cast jetted off to Italy for a set of episodes destined to shake the foundation of the show, the pieces of this puzzle began locking into place. The Italian setting was perfect. Glamorous, emotional, and haunting. The beaches were golden. The wine was flowing. And so were the old feelings. Brooke and Nick reunited with laughter and ease. It started innocent shared meals, reflections about the past, gentle teasing about what could have been. But something deeper quickly sparked beneath the surface. Nick looked at Brooke the way Ridge used to, with wonder, with hunger, with belief. And Brooke, finally feeling seen again, started to lean into the comfort of that gaze. Meanwhile, Ridge was unraveling. He didn't expect to feel it. He thought he was done yearning. But the more time he spent in Italy, the more memories of Brooke came flooding back. Their past kisses in Rome. The wedding vows. The stolen nights. The promises whispered on balconies under Tuscan moons. And as he watched Brooke and Nick grow closer each day, something inside Ridge broke. He tried to hide it from Taylor. He smiled, held her hand, told her he was happy to be with her. But his eyes always drifted to Brooke. And eventually, he saw at the moment that changed everything. Brooke and Nick, on a private terrace, locked in a kiss that shattered Ridge's resolve. It wasn't passionless. It wasn't desperate. It was real. And that's what crushed him. Because in that moment, Ridge realized the truth he refused to say out loud. He never stopped loving Brooke. And now she was gone. Eric, ever the patriarch, saw it too. He pulled Ridge aside, told him it wasn't too late. That if he still loved Brooke, he had to fight for her. That destiny doesn't disappear, it just waits for the right moment. But Ridge couldn't bring himself to admit what he had done. He had made his choice. And he was about to double down. In a move that surprised even Taylor, Ridge proposed. He pulled out a ring and told her he wanted to build a future together, one free of ghosts. He said all the right words, promised commitment, stability, family, and Taylor, blinded by hope, said yes. But the proposal wasn't about love. It was about loss. Ridge wasn't moving forward, he was reacting, trying to cover a wound that was still bleeding. And while Taylor smiled, Ridge's heart was somewhere else, still echoing with the feel of Brookes' lips on Nick's mouth. Back in LA, the fallout began the second the group returned. Word of the engagement spread. Brookes was silent, choosing not to confront Ridge directly. Nick remained close, protective, refusing to let Ridge guilt her back into his orbit. Eric, sensing disaster, tried to mediate. But it was no use. Ridge couldn't stop spiraling. Jealousy consumed him. He started lashing out at Nick, picking fights, questioning motives, accusing him of manipulating Brookes. But the truth was simpler. Ridge had taken too long, and now he was watching the woman he loved fall for someone else. Taylor began noticing the cracks. The way Ridge looked at his phone when Brookes called. The way he went quiet when Nick's name came up. The tension in his jaw every time Brookes and Nick walked into a room together. Slowly, painfully, Taylor began to realize she wasn't Ridge's first choice. She was the rebound, the placeholder. And as that truth sunk in, her world started to crumble. She confronted Ridge one night, asking him directly, "Do you still love Brookes?" Ridge hesitated too long. And that was enough. But the drama didn't end there. Brookes and Nick's romance deepened. It wasn't just lust, it was healing. Nick brought laughter back into her life. Purpose. Confidence. He didn't judge her past. He didn't expect perfection. And for the first time in years, Brookes felt like she could breathe again. This only made Ridge more volatile. He began interfering in their relationship, professionally and personally. He tried to block Nick from working with Forrester Creations. He undermined Brookes' decisions on business matters. He even began showing up unannounced at her home, pretending it was about their kids, but really just trying to pull her back into old conversations. But Brookes stood firm. "You had your chance," she told Ridge one night. "You made your choice. And now I've made mine." Ridge was speechless. For a man used to having women chase after him, beg for him, forgive him, Brookes' finality was a blow he wasn't ready for. And as he watched her walk away, hand in hand with Nick, a single word echoed in his mind: destiny, and how he had let it slip through his fingers. The engagement with Taylor faltered. She couldn't compete with a ghost Ridge still loved. And she refused to marry a man whose heart belonged to someone else. She returned the ring, not in anger, but in sorrow. "You'll always love Brookes more than me," she said. "And I deserve better." Ridge was left alone. Alone in the home that once held memories of Brookes. Alone in the office where he first kissed her. Alone in the company they built together. And for the first time in his life, Ridge Forrester didn't have a woman waiting in the wings. Italy changed everything. The storylines that began as whispers became an avalanche of transformation. Brookes found freedom. Nick found love. Taylor found clarity. And Ridge found regret. But in the bold and the beautiful, nothing stays still for long. There's always a second chance. A twist. A betrayal. A moment that turns everything upside down. And as the summer continues, fans can expect fireworks, breakdowns, and the question that haunts Ridge day and night: what if destiny was real and I let it go? Stay tuned. Because the next chapter of The Bold and the Beautiful isn't about falling in love. It's about fighting for it. Or watching it walk away forever. The Bold and the Beautiful. Zen's turn, a new romance, rising scandals, and a shot at center stage for too long. Zen Forrester Dominguez has been standing on the sidelines of the Forrester legacy, present but passive, talented yet overlooked. He's been designing, he's been showing up, but he hasn't had a story that sinks its teeth into the emotional heart of the bold and the beautiful. That's about to change. Because in a show where love, betrayal, and scandal fuel every heartbeat, Zen is overdue for a storm of his own, and the clouds are gathering fast. It begins with Daphne Rose. Daphne, mysterious and refined, is best known in the Forrester universe for her work on fragrance development. But lately, she's been catching attention for something else entirely, her potential. Zen sees it. He's the first to tell her she should go beyond perfumes. He encourages her to branch out, build her own line, create something distinctly Daphne. And to everyone's surprise, she listens. Not just because of his vision, but because of the way he looks at her. There's admiration there. Respect. A spark. For the first time in a long time, Zen feels energized. Needed. Seen. He starts collaborating more closely with Daphne, sketching ideas, brainstorming marketing strategies, merging the tactile world of fashion with the intangible allure of scent. It's subtle at first, but the chemistry builds, quiet looks during fittings, late-night meetings that stretch into early mornings, hands brushing over fabric swatches. The potential is there. Fans see it. The internet lights up with speculation. Could Zen and Daphne be the next hot couple? But there's one big problem. Daphne might not stay. Her contract with Forrester Creations is rumored to be temporary. She's a wild card in a world that runs on legacy and loyalty. And if she leaves, she could take Zen's heart and his creative revival with her. That alone would make for compelling drama. But the writers have something darker in mind. Because Zen's heart might not stay fixed on Daphne for long. Enter Luna Nozawa. Luna, sweet and sunny on the surface, has become the epicenter of romantic chaos at Forrester. Her relationship with R.J. Forrester is stable on paper but rocky beneath the surface. And Zen knows it. He's watched their dynamic. He's been part of it. He's even, once upon a time, tried to insert himself into it. His dinner date trick with Luna still lingers in viewers' minds, a reminder that Zen isn't always the golden boy. He can be clever, calculated, even cruel when it suits him. And now he's circling again. Luna is vulnerable. The fallout from her infamous bedroom mistake, when she unknowingly slept with Zen while under the influence of her mother's drug-laced mints, continues to haunt her. The guilt, the shame, the confusion, and above all, the way RJ seems to forgive her, but never really forget. Their relationship is strained. They smile in public, but behind closed doors, there are silences, accusations, distance. Zen sees all of it, and part of him still feels cheated. He never wanted that night to happen the way it did. But it did. And no matter how many times Luna insists she thought he was RJ, there's a part of Zen that wonders, was there a part of her that knew? That wanted it? That dangerous thought becomes the seed of something bigger. A connection. A temptation. And soon, Zen and Luna are caught in a slow, spiraling dance of flirtation, resentment, and longing. It's messy. It's complicated. And it's the most alive Zen has felt in years. The show leans in hard. Daphne notices first. The glances between Zen and Luna during meetings. The way his mood shifts when Luna enters the room. She confronts him, not with jealousy, but with concern. She sees what's coming, and she warns him, "You're playing with fire, Zen. Don't confuse trauma with connection." But Zen doesn't listen. He's too far in. The tension explodes at the Forrester Summer Gala, a massive company event that brings out everyone's best and worst. Daphne's new fragrance line is debuting. Zen is the creative director behind the event. Luna is there with RJ, wearing a gown Zen designed, a subtle but undeniable symbol of their growing bond. When RJ steps away for a phone call, Zen and Luna find themselves alone on the balcony. The city lights shimmer around them. The music is soft, and all the suppressed feelings rise to the surface. Luna tries to walk away, but Zen stops her. "You keep running," he says. "But you felt something that night, didn't you?" Luna doesn't answer, but her silence speaks volumes. They kiss, and just like that, everything breaks. Daphne sees them. She doesn't say a word yet. But the betrayal slices through her. Not because she was in love, but because she believed in Zen. She believed in his honesty, his talent, his integrity. And now he's no better than the rest of them, swept up in selfish choices that hurt everyone around him. The fallout is instant. RJ finds out within days. Luna confesses. She can't live with the lie. But instead of a clean break, it turns into a war. RJ blames Zen, calls him a predator, accuses him of manipulating Luna's vulnerability. The Forrester family is torn down the middle. Eric, still recovering from recent health scares, is devastated. Ridge wants Zen out of the company. Brooke wants Luna out of RJ's life. Carter tries to mediate but fails. And through it all, Daphne stands silent, watching the chaos Zen helped create. Zen's career takes a hit. Clients cancel. Press turns ugly. Internally, Forrester Creations debates removing him from major projects. His name becomes toxic. And yet, he doesn't regret it. Because for the first time, he wasn't background. He wasn't the nice one. He made a move, took a risk, followed his gut. And even though the world is burning, he finally feels alive. Luna, meanwhile, is shattered. She's lost RJ. She's lost trust. She's even lost her own sense of self. Her mother puppy is furious, but mostly because of the optics. "You're destroying your future," she says. Luna isn't sure she had one to begin with. The Zen-Luna affair becomes the centerpiece of the bold and the beautiful's next chapter. Not just a fling, but a full-fledged arc of redemption, identity, and consequences. Daphne is given space to shine too, not as a victim, but as a visionary. She decides to leave Forrester Creations, but not quietly. She launches her own brand. Independent. Powerful. And she names it Rose Noir, a symbol of something beautiful born from pain. Zen, reeling from the professional backlash and personal loss, tries to win Luna's heart. He believes they're more than a mistake, that their chemistry means something. But Luna isn't sure. She's torn between the comfort of RJ's love and the wildfire that Zen ignited in her. Their love story isn't clean. It's raw. It's flawed. But it's real. And in a world where every relationship is performative, transactional, or scripted for survival, Zen and Luna's chaotic passion might just be what saves them or what destroys them completely. One thing is certain, Zen Forrester Dominguez is no longer on the sidelines. His story has begun. And no one, not RJ, not Luna, not even the Forresters themselves, is ready for what comes next.